Luke, thank you very much, firstly, for giving up your time. I know we've given up our time to tune in and listen to you, but you've taught us a lot this morning. I always say every day is a school day and we learn something new. And as always, I've learned something new this morning. So I've got a handful of questions, but I'm going to go ahead and just probably ask one or two. I met you back, and I think it was about 2016.
Yeah.
I think you were still in secondary school at the time. You come along with your dad to one of my master classes, and since then you've gone on, and I've been following you since on your various channels. And firstly, congratulations on a fantastic job that you're doing to where you are today, getting your business up and running. I got one of your juice packs. So here goes the question. I got one of your juice packs that you kindly delivered to me, and I've only two juices in so far. I went for the vibrant blue ginger one first because it just stood out. It was like, wow,
Yeah,
I've got to
it
give
does.
this a
Yeah.
whirl. And I will say, and I know it was in your video at the beginning. Lots of people have said it's fantastic, and it was mind blowing, great. The balance was just perfect. I gave it to Jo, my wife, and she was like, brilliant, fantastic. And then this morning I went for the wheatgrass one. Also liked it, but the ginger one still tops it for me. I suppose my question is for you. They were sample packs.
Yeah.
Is that sample pack that I had today, is that the kind of shot size that you would have on a daily basis? And would you recommend that we mix them up and have different ones, or stick to maybe just the ginger shot one? Or would you recommend we have different ones each day of the week, or along those lines?
Yeah, so it's a great question. And first of all, I just have to say, for those of you who, I know David gave a bit of context there, but the reason why I'm standing talking to you the way I'm talking to you right now is because I took a chance on David, on myself, to come to a talk from him. And I did a subsequent talk with James Whale as well, who's a radio presenter, been on the BBC, things like that. And basically, it was a real eye-opener for me. And it gave me the confidence I needed at a time where I wasn't the most popular person in school. I missed assemblies because I just dreaded it so much. I'd hide in the toilet. And David gave me the confidence to get up there and share my message. And I'm a big believer in, whether it's talking to one person, 100 people, 1,000 people, whoever you're talking to, give it your all, because you never know how much it might change the world for them. So I have to thank you, David, just publicly to say that, because you continually, I remind myself, I never forget my roots. And for as long as I live, I'll always look back to those early days where you helped me. So yeah, two great questions. When it comes to the shots, every sachet that we put them in, which we might be looking at some different ones, because for the local ones, it's been fine. But for some of the courier-based ones, they do tend to leak a little bit. And that's why when you receive them in an order, they come in a proper substantial bottle, still frozen, but they come in a bottle where it's not going to leak and things like that. The actual sachet itself is 60 millilitres, the same as the little bottle, which is a shot size. You want to be getting a little shot size every day, 60 mil. And then the second question I say to people, I've got people who, and I've not really mentioned this in the talk, there's so much to mention, but I've got a guy called Andrew who actually goes to my dad's gym, and he was on blood pressure medication. He doesn't really like taking, he's a bit afraid of doctors, things like that, so doesn't want to take medication, but he had high blood pressure. He came to me and said, have you got anything that could help? I said, try these beetroot shots, try this juice, it's got a bit of pomegranate in it. He had it every day for 3 months. He exercised most days in the gym. And I can't remember what it was, something over something. It was high. And then now he's in a position where he doesn't take medication. He went back to the doctor and he said, whatever you've done, you don't need to take the medication anymore. So he's off all the blood pressure medication. So for people like that, I would say just have the beetroot shots or the beetroot-based juices we do. For people who always get ill, I would say have the ginger stuff. If you ache, you've got arthritis, if you've got bad skin, eczema, things like that, ginger and turmeric all the way. It's massively anti-inflammatory. Most disease is caused by inflammation anyway. If you lack energy, I would say mainly get the wheatgrass. If you're someone who's not got a condition or a certain ailment, I would say go for it all, because the whole idea of prevention is better than cure. Every day, just getting something different into your system. One day the ginger, next day the beetroot. And the key with that as well is its variety, because they say variety is the spice of life. So to have something different to look forward to every single day doesn't go amiss. So I would say if there was number one shot, have a ginger every single day. If you can take the hotness of the spirulina ginger, it's going to give you even more of a boost. But yeah, that's the answer in a nutshell, essentially.
Brilliant. I'm going to go for the ginger one. And one last question. I'm sorry if I'm going to steal the show here. And a bit of a plug as well, I suppose, for you at the same time. what does this cost? So if I was going to have a single shot per day, what would be the kind of the average cost on a monthly basis? And as you said earlier, this is not just try it. This is kind of get into it and do it. So what would that
Yeah.
cost for someone like myself who would like a ginger shot every day of the week,
Yeah.
maybe off at the weekend, have a bit of rest from it, but Monday to Friday? What would I be looking at as a
So
cost?
probably one of the biggest questions I get asked from people, apart from things, oh, do you have a website, or do you have this, do you have Instagram, things like that, is they say to me, oh, do you do one-off shots like in the shops? And I was like, I could, but I don't, because if you have a one-off shot and then come to me a couple of days later and say, oh, I had that shot, but I'm still low energy, I'm like, well, it's because you have to have it every day for at least a month. A doctor would say, have that medication, and then we'll review it in 3 months' time. It's a bit like that. So I say to people, you can get a one-off box, or you basically can subscribe for 4 months and really get the benefit. You can get a mixture, you can get one type of shot. And I say to people, look, if you get a one-off box, it works out about £2.63 a shot. And bear in mind, if you go to places like Pret a Manger, places in London, they'll charge you like maybe £4 or £5 for a shot, £3.50 for something that's nowhere near as good as what we do. Yet they charge you more. And people will have it as a one-off, they'll expect the world, and then they'll have that ginger shot, say, that was really hot, never have it again, and say, oh, it didn't really impact my life. So a one-off box is essentially £79. It's all frozen, freshly made, cold pressed. But most people go onto a subscription. They get a mixture of the flavours. It's £69, which is about £2.30 a shot. So much cheaper than the stuff you get in the shops in places like London when you're on the go. And if you've got a batch, you can take a batch with you. If you're on the move, just keep them cold. That's fine. This time of year is fine. Take it with you. It's nice and easy to take around with you. So yeah, that's what it is in terms of cost and the structure. I really recommend a subscription, because then you don't have to it takes out the hassle of having to say, oh, when I get my next juices and stuff. And then you have one every single day without fail.
Brilliant. Let me finish off the samples, and I'll let you know which ones are top of the list, and be in touch.
Perfect. And I'm glad you like them.